It is January 21st, and I haven't posted anything pretty much all weekend. So here's just a real quick recap. Um, I found some more digital documentation for what we sent to the lawyer. I spent until about 4 a.m. either Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I can't remember which day it is now. Digging into my hard drive, doing searches, and I found some interesting information. So there's that. All right. So on Sunday, we finally tried that new Mexican restaurant that Susie recommended over near Los Amigos, but I think it's called La Hacienda or La Cinda. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, it was actually pretty good. Um, the service was much better. If nothing else, the service was really good. But the food was good, and the prices were much more reasonable than they are at some of the other places. So it kind of resembled Tequila's down in Simpsonville. But it was actually quite decent. Let's see. Sunday night was perfectly clear. There was not a cloud in the sky, and there was the lunar eclipse. Supposed to start at about 9:36 is when we were first supposed to start seeing what we were going to see about it, but it didn't start until I think I took my first picture at 11:15. So this is right at the start, and then this is at 12:35 a.m. when it was almost completely covered, but you can see at the top up here it's not completely covered. And then this is at 1:09 a.m. and then the moon is starting to come uncovered at 1:34, and 1:48 a.m. it's getting to be a half, and now at 2:06 a.m. we're to this point, and 2:31 there's a little bit at the bottom, and 2:57 is completely uneclipsed now. So it was a fun little time. I didn't get back inside until about 3 in the morning, and it was super cold. I think it was 21 degrees. It was really cold. I had to keep coming back inside to warm my hands up, and I would only be out there for 2 minutes at a time, just taking some pictures. I took a ton of pictures, but these were some of the best ones. All right, Monday, I got a call from Honda at 9 in the morning that said, "Hey, your car's ready. You can come pick it up." So I think it was around 1 o'clock, I actually went over there to pick it up. It was it was 2:30 is when I got over there to pick it up. Sorry. I actually got everything together at 1. 2:30, I went over to pick it up. And I walked in. The guy, after I sat there for 20 minutes waiting, the guy finally came out, and he walked me out to the car, explained everything they did. I found a little thing on I thought it was a scratch, but it turned out to just be a little bit of glue from some various things that they were working on. So anyway, nice and clean, nice and done. Felt odd to turn it on again, but as soon, I let it warm up, and as soon as I put it in park, it started rattling like a piece of plastic, it sounded like there was something sitting on the engine, or the hood wasn't snapped the whole way shut or something. So it was just rattling. So I was thinking, well, that's just because it hadn't been driven in 2 months. This happened on December 6th, the wreck, and now it's January 21st. So we're looking at almost 2 months here that it took them to fix this thing. But I was like, maybe it's just that it hadn't been driven in 2 months. So I let it warm up a little bit. Then I drove it out, got to the end of the road, and kind of got onto the road, turned right back around, and came back to the dealer, or to the repair place. And I walked inside, and I said, something's not right. It's making a loud noise that it's never made before. And so the guy took it, and he put it back on. He took it back in, and he put it back up on the lift, and they did some diagnostics on it. And it turns out that there was actually the plastic cover that sits on the top. It was just not bolted the whole way down. I don't understand why they don't drive these cars, just to make sure, because you're going to find a lot more driving the car than you will just going, okay, I did everything that needed to be done. So the guy went out, he drove it, he listened to it, and he came back in, and that's what he said. We're going to put it back up on the lift. So it did turn out just to be the thing needed to be bolted down, but apparently they ran some diagnostic tests, and it turned out that some of the sensors did not get reset, but they didn't have the tools to do them there, so they had to take it down to the other, where the actual dealership is in the service center, and do it down there. He said, I'll be back in about a half hour. You got a half hour to wait? I said, yes. So about 5 minutes after he left, the secretary comes out and says, it's actually going to take about 2 hours. Do you want to wait, or do you just want to come pick it up tomorrow? And I said, I'm just going to pick it up tomorrow. So I grabbed the keys back, because we were allowed to leave the rental car there, which was nice, so we didn't have to finagle the driving. The rental car, it was back in my possession, and I realized, oh wait, I left everything in the car, so I had to drive down to the service center and get my house keys and paperwork and stuff like that out of the car. So, like 3:30, almost 4 o'clock, I was finally back at Tia, saying, hey, look, you can still have the rental car. And that was it for that. So I guess I'm going to go back on Tuesday and hopefully pick it up. But then I went back to my parents' house, and my mom gave me the update on Chris, and I was doing some work at her house, getting all her paperwork done. So Tia and I are going to go out to lunch on Tuesday, and I finally got one of those Christmas trees that belonged to my grandmother. Well, I guess this one technically belonged to my mom, but my little brother destroyed the one that belonged to my grandmother, the green one that I always wanted, painted it, so I didn't get that one. I didn't want that one. So, but I believe that's all. We're all up to date now. We're not up to date. We got where'd it go? Mickey ice cream bars, the ones that were supposed to be in the store. We got them. We just happened to search and found the Mickey ice cream bar at Publix in Easley. This has been the thing that everybody has been talking about on the Mickey forums and stuff like that and whatnot. So these were officially out. They are so little. They're teeny tiny. They're like this big. This is how big they are. 3 inches by 3 inches. Nothing like the actual Mickey bar that's, like 5 inches. And they're definitely not as good. But that's the last big exciting thing that we did. And and Tia she wanted to get this magic band that has the lava. Let's see here if I can find it. My Disney Family. So Tia went to go buy this magic band, and it was no longer available. This one. It says sold out. So I went onto the little My Disney Family forum thingy on my Facebook, and I've tried to get some people over here. You could see some people that said they're going to be there, and they're going to try to help out in getting see if they can find it in the park. But they were limited to 2,400, and Tia already found it online for like $70, but it's $35 if we would have bought it from the store. She just went a little bit too late, and this is the one she really wanted. So I have people that are hopefully going to see if they can find it that we've been communicating with. That's it. I will have more tomorrow, but until then, I'm signing off.